nutritional sciences have been founded and indoctrinated by the Seventh-day Adventist Church since its founding, because they founded it. And they are still heavily involved in nutritional sciences and teaching throughout the world. Cornflakes was first designed to try to basically chemically castrate them and suppress their natural urges to procreate. The Seventh-day Adventist Church is religiously anti-meat. Harvey Kellogg, who grew up to be Dr. Kellogg of Kellogg's cereals, and he was a very influential scientist in America, very influential. I think he was even a congressman at one point.
He actually teamed up with Edward Bernays.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
You know who that is? Father of propaganda.
Nutritional sciences have been founded and indoctrinated by the Seventh-day Adventist Church since its founding, because they founded it. And they are still heavily involved in nutritional sciences and teaching throughout the world. The Seventh-day Adventist Church is religiously anti-meat, because they think that meat causes lustful feelings. People who eat meat want to have sex more, want to masturbate more.
What?
Because they're healthier and they have better hormones.
Yeah.
Right? But in the 1800s, they were just like, well, lust is a sin. Therefore, meat is sinful.
Sake.
And they had this prophetess who, it's just funny to think of that as a prophetess. She had a dream, and in that dream, God told her that we should not be eating meat. Meat is sinful for that reason. And her protege was a guy named Harvey Kellogg, who grew up to be Dr. Kellogg of Kellogg's cereals. And he was a very influential scientist in America, very influential. I think he was even a congressman at one point. And he
actually teamed up with Edward Bernays.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
You know who that is? Father of propaganda.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. He started the breakfast revolution.
Yeah. And it was for that reason. It was to try. It was
Kellogg's.
Yeah, Kellogg's cereals. So Kellogg's cereal, Kellogg cornflakes, was first designed to meet that end, to try to basically castrate, chemically castrate them and suppress their natural urges to procreate, because he just thought it was just so sinful. And I think he bragged that he was married for decades. He's like never banged his wife. He was just like, oh, that's great. It was just like, I bet you she wasn't sticking to that story.
Oh, hell no.
Like,
she's confident from all the meat eaters.
Hopefully she wasn't anyway.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. This guy had big hang-ups on sex. He was the one who pushed through the recommendation that boys should be circumcised, because this was better for their health at some reason. No, it was to make it more difficult for them to have sex and to masturbate. And then people figured out lube, and that was the end of that. But the idea was still there. People were still circumcising their kids. Yeah. Even though it didn't meet the end that he wanted it to. But that was what that came from. And he tried to push through these dietary measures as well. Tried to put breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And it was to try to get people to eat more of this crap in order to suppress their natural hormones and urges.
Do you know what's wild? If you actually just think about this, right? Like cornflakes is a guy trying to push celibacy on me. Yeah.
It's funny. And it's a guy who was a bit of an inventor, and thought that enemas were great. And some enemas can be good for certain reasons, like coffee enemas actually seem to be beneficial in some different.
Not when you have Crohn's. Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
I've done that. It's not fun. It's not fun.
And so he had this machine that he just. It's so gross. He designed this machine that you basically stick this enema tube up your rectum, and it would pump in like 60. It was something. What was it? It was something like 20 gallons of water in and out over the course of 60 seconds. So just like shooting it in and it was like shooting it in, taking it out, shooting it in, taking it out. And he was reported to do this every day for his health and not for his suppressed sexual urges or anything like that, I'm sure. And
that dude was coming all over the floor. Let's be honest.
So
that's the first ever dildo machine that goes.
Oh my god!
That's what that is.
Hey guys, just want to take a second to thank our sponsor at Carnivore Bar. I don't promote many products because honestly, all you need to be healthy is to just eat meat. For those times that you're out hiking, road tripping, or stuck at work and you want a nutritious snack that is just meat, fat, and salt if you want it, the Carnivore Bar is a great option. So I like this product not because it's just pure meat, but also because I want the carnivore market to thrive as well. And the more we support meat-only products, the more meat-only only products that will be available in the mainstream. So if this sounds like something you'd like to get behind, check it out using my discount code Anthony to get 10% off, which also applies to subscriptions, giving you 25% off total. All right, thanks guys. Funny side note, when I was probably like 12 or 13, my parents had a big library in the house, and there was a big encyclopedia. It was a medical encyclopedia of medical instruments and tools and things like that. Big bastard. And it was all these historical ones. I was just sort of flipping through it because I'd always wanted to be a doctor, and so everything medical was just sort of interest me. So I'd open it up and sort of flipping through it. I wasn't actually looking for anything particular, but then all of a sudden something caught my eye. It sort of looked like these, sort of like those back massagers, like the big head and it's like just a normal stick, and you sort of reach behind you, and it had that sort of angled head. You could sort of reach back and get your back. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. What's this about? So I read the article, and it was on the first vibrators, like the vibrating sort of massage things. And what is for, swear to God, true story, people didn't look this up, was people used to think that hysteria, women would get hysterical, right? Well, what is hysterical and hysterectomy, right? Why do those have the same roots, right? So they thought that hysteria was like a chemical or hormonal imbalance from the uterus. What? They thought the uterus was just pumping out a whole bunch of crazy woman hormones, and so they needed to somehow stimulate the uterus and make it calm down.
So this made them come. Yeah.
And so they would by digital manipulation, they would
by
rub
digital,
the woman.
Are you talking digits?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Yeah. So like a digital rectal examination. That's finger up the bum. And so this is actually what they were doing. I don't know for sure, but I just have a feeling this may be where like the term Dr. Feelgood comes from. And
shit.
And so so they just go in there, and I remember reading this, and it said that,
honey, I'm feeling moody. I'm going to the doctor.
Or just be exactly. Just be, I guess it's bullshit. It's like, you need to go to a doctor. Yeah. Just sort yourself out.
No worries.
It's like, yep, I'll be back. They're already out the door. And
why'd you take the lube?
And this is like 80 years before like people like generally recognized that female orgasm was a thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so
true.
it's just hysteria. And so these women are not getting their needs met, and they're just like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's just like you need to go see the doctor or whatever.
That's why women love doctors.
just like I
see what you're doing.
Just like a hereditary thing. It's just like passed down. It's like, no, these are the good ones, guys.
These are the good men. Yeah. They look after you.
Yeah. And so in the article, they said that the doctors might take like an hour or more to like get a result and to cure the hysteria.
Whoa.
And the nurses were saying, is it behind closed doors? I mean, this was before like they had chaperones and things like that. She's like, I'll be back, cancel my appointments, you know? And they were saying, and the nurse was saying, it was just like, well, no, nurses should be doing this procedure because we're women, we know the body a bit better. We can get a result in a few minutes, whereas like the male doctors, it takes longer. And the doctors did refuse. That was like they were just like, no, absolutely not. This is my job. This is a doctor's job. Yeah. You're not qualified for this. And so
I'm on their team.
And so one
all the women trying to take men's jobs all the time.
And I think this is one that was fought for. And
we're making a stand on this one.
And under certain conditions, somebody's just like, you know what, you take this one.
Yeah.
I
bet you would.
And so one enterprising doctor just says, you know what, this is just taking a long time. We need to do this faster. And so they invented the vibrator.
Yeah.
And it was for that reason. So it wasn't a back massager.
Wow.
It was a lady massager. And so that was the first vibrator was to, give these women an orgasm to fix their hysteria. And what a time to be alive.
Yeah. Fix your hysteria at home.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. And, so I saw that and I was just like, well, I was like, no way. And it always stuck with me. Yeah. And so when I was in medical school, I remember that it sort of came up and I was like, well, actually, like this is what it is. Bullshit. That can't be true. And I was just like, look it up. It's actually like a Wikipedia article on it too.
Really?
Like, they're talking about it. And they're like, holy shit, this is real. I was like, I'm telling you.
I studied this shit.
Yeah, and it was so funny though. Yeah, I mean, bit of a distraction, but it's just funny, what what we've done historically as people is try to fix different problems that all of a sudden are just like, yeah, that wasn't the problem we thought it was.
No. I think there's probably, and looking into the future, I feel like with like take CRISPR and stuff, we're going to find out things that we had no idea, and things that are going to seem like so elementary. Like they probably seem so fucking advanced right now, but they're going to seem so elementary in say 10 to 15 years. We're going to be like, oh no, we were just like targeting this little niche, but it was a completely different web of like, science that we would think of.
Yeah. And there's a lot of that, there's a lot of that comes. And I think we will, and I think that hopefully most people get on this understanding that we knew for thousands of years that you need to eat meat. That's what we're designed to eat. That's where you get nutrition from. And, and the idea, I mean, since I was a kid, we were taught that humans are apex predators, top of the food chain. We hunted, maybe hunter-gatherers, but really hunted. And apex predators don't graze, right? Top of the food chain, they eat animals. They, great white sharks aren't eating kelp for roughage, right? Lions don't eat grass, right? Apex predators eat animals. They eat meat. And that's what we were doing. That's what we've been doing for millions of years. Maybe we eat some plants here and there. Certainly would use them medicinally when we needed to. But generally we ate meat unless we were in a position that we couldn't get meat. And then we had to eat something else. And it's good that we were able to do that. That's a survival mechanism, right? We were able to survive. It's not like, cats and wolves and things like that, felines like lions, like they really can't eat any plants. They will die. Yeah. And the people are this movement, like, vegan cat movement, like, you out of your mind. And so, and same with
they like it, man.
Oh, dude. And I mean, they just have no respect for life is really what it is.
It's the most unethical thing that you can do is force an animal to like regulate to a different diet when it's for a fact that once you open that little can of tuna they go fucking mental.